Hello and welcome back to Gigi's Corner. I am Gigi and I am your host on today's knitting podcast here on YouTube. And if you're new to the corner, welcome. So happy to have you here. If you're coming back to see us again, welcome back. It is lovely to have you as well. My gosh, it has been a chaotic couple of days here in the corner, folks. I will get all the way into it, but first, let's go over some finished objects. We've got one finished object this week, and this was a giveaway one. I gave it to my mom, so I'll have a little picture of it. This is the slouchy beanie from Knit Pro Quo that I made for myself in a mauve color a few years ago, and my mom really liked it, so I made it for her in this blue sort of denim-y colorway. And I am happy to say that she really loves it. She wore it for hours the first day that I gave it to her, and it was snowy and cold here. So even though she didn't go outside, she was very happy to have a warm accessory to keep herself cozy on a snowy day. Moving on to works in progress. The scarf I've been working on and designing is coming along beautifully. I haven't done a whole lot of work on it this week, so I'm not really going to bother to show you. It looks the same. We're about a little more than 4 feet long at this point. I'm aiming for 6.5 to 7 feet, depending on the number of repeats. I want to end on a particular panel. So I have a feeling it might be a little bit closer to 7 feet. And that's actually kind of cool. I want to wrap myself up in it a bunch of times. So that sounds lovely to me. And that way, if my husband ever wants to borrow it, it's long enough for him to enjoy as well. So that is coming along. But I did cast on a new project this week with my Ashleen yarns, Sailing Bubbles, that's the main colorway here, and Sea Breeze, which is our contrasting color sock. My original plan was to use the plain Jane sock pattern that came with this yarn set, but the more I looked at its construction, the more I realized that's not really a style I would wear comfortably. And it's not a style I would knit generally either, which isn't a bad thing, but I wanted to do something that was a little bit more fun and familiar to me. So I'm kind of improvising this sock. And what I've done is about 6 inches of a knit to purl to rib for the leg. And then I'm doing a 36 stitch short row heel. And that's just kind of basic construction. I'm not doing anything fancy with the heel. And we'll see what I wind up doing with the foot and the toe. Kind of making this one up as I go along. I did have to rip this heel back twice because I was a distracted knitter. And because I wasn't paying attention, I lost my place. And rather than count all the tiny little rows, I just tried to guess where I was. That wasn't very wise. So I ripped back, I counted the rows, got myself back on track. And I'm very excited about this sock. Generally, I make my socks toe up and 2 at a time, but I didn't really want to split the yarn this time. I just wanted to get into knitting it right away because I'm really excited about it. It's a BFL. It's my first time making BFL socks. And so rather than split the yarn and make 2 cakes, well, 4 cakes if you count the contrasting color mini, I just went for it. So I'm doing this sock cuff down 1 at a time. I am still doing magic loop method as far as working it on a singular cable needle. And to that end, the cable needle that I got is a US size 1 and it's 40 inches. And I wanted to talk about the packaging for just a second because it came from Knit Picks. Knit Picks is one of the easier online companies for me to access as far as tools and notions and sometimes yarn. This is a really solidly constructed little needle envelope. And I was thinking to myself, great, I'll have a little house for it. How lovely. But there's a genius design feature on this that I didn't realize at first. If we look at the flap on the back, it's a Velcro closure. So I can reuse it again and again and keep my little needles safe. And how cool is that? Like, it's so satisfying to have this little Velcro closure on it that can help me keep my needles safe and organized and all the good things. Until I eventually remake myself a needle pouch, which I plan on doing sometime in the future when I get my sewing machine out, this is going to be a really nice way to keep these needles. So thank you to Knitpicks for that design hack. That's new since the last time that I ordered cable needles from you guys, and I'm really impressed with the construction and design of this. So thank you for that. Okay, so I mentioned that it's been kind of a roller coaster couple of days here in the corner. And without going into too much detail, I wanted to speak for a minute about knitting in the face of uncertainty. I found out yesterday that a very dear colleague of mine rather unexpectedly decided to leave the organization that we work for. And that has been shocking and sad and frankly a bit scary because this was a really strong leader in our organization. And there is a bit of a vacuum now. So the remaining leadership is using this as an opportunity to explore some new methods, what they call coloring outside the lines a little bit going forward. And that is an exciting opportunity. But I have been called on as one of the people to take on a little bit more responsibility and be a little bit more involved in this new opportunity, which is also exciting, but also very intimidating. And like I said, I'm still kind of in shock that all of these changes are happening all at once. I am very nervous about the other people on the team and their reactions to things and how this is all going to look going forward. And so my heart has been aflutter these past 24 hours in the wake of this news. And there are many ways to process emotions like this: grief and sorrow and the unknown, which is often uncomfortable. And sometimes I sing about it, sometimes I dance it out, but it's winter. I've been wanting to be under the blankets. I've been wanting to be a little quieter and physically a little calmer. And thank goodness I've got knitting. And sometimes it's crochet, but I'm really thankful for these ancient crafts that we have that are a through line when we have these moments of unexpected change. We can come back to these crafts and they can be meditative unless you have to rip the heel out of a sock 2 times. But even that, right? Like the ripping back and the rebuilding, it's all kind of a microcosm of what else is going on in my life. And I think there's something really beautiful about that. So if you are thinking about taking up a craft, I strongly encourage you to do it, especially if you're in a time where things are pretty settled and stable right now and you can take on that new information and fit it into your head and into your life. Do it now, because life is all about seasons and cycles, and things change on a dime, often unexpectedly. And it's really sweet to have this therapeutic pursuit to be able to come home to in these times. So I just wanted to say that, and thank you to knitting and to crochet and to painting and photography and books and all of the things that bring us comfort in these sorts of times. Very grateful for all of it. On to some happier news. We are getting a local yarn shop in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and I met with the owner of this yarn shop the other day for coffee. The name of the shop will be High Tide Fibers, and I'm very excited. Right now, opening day is slated for March 7th. Still waiting on some permits to be approved, so hopefully that is going to be the launch date and we can all gather in person and touch beautiful things, check out some fun notions. She was telling me all about the artisan craftsperson that's making the notions that she's planning to carry, who she met at the Delmarva Wool and Fiber Expo. So that's a cool circle moment. And Teresa, the owner, is a really fantastic, well-rounded individual who I think is going to bring such a vision into our little yarn community here. So can't wait to see you in your space, Teresa. It's going to be beautiful. And hopefully maybe we can take a little tour once things are a little more established over there. We'll kind of take the corner on the road and go on a little adventure to High Tide Fibers. So I will put up the information in the description notes about High Tide Fibers, how you can find her online, socials, website, all that kind of good stuff. And it's going to be great. Really looking forward to it. Speaking of things I'm really looking forward to, we have finalized the Spring 2026 Exhale Knitting Retreat venue. I am so happy to announce that we will be hosting you at the Verdon Retreat Center in Lewis, Delaware. I've been to this facility before. It's really lovely. There's a lot of space to relax into and for us to learn together and build community. So just to give you an idea of kind of what to expect on this knitting retreat, it's going to be 3 days and 3 nights of knitting together. So we'll check in on the morning of Wednesday, March 25th. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're going to have opportunities for community building and learning together skills and exciting new techniques. Whatever our community needs, we're hoping to be able to provide some of that over the course of these 3 days. In the evenings, we're going to have stitch and socialize sessions near our overnight accommodations. So that's going to be really cool. We can sit and stitch and be casual and then drift on off to bed. That I am really excited about. I think that's going to be really lovely. It is a beautiful spot in Delaware, so I'm hoping to be able to do some outdoor knitting or walking meditation. We're kind of basing it on what you want to see at this retreat. So we want to hear from you. Go to GigisCornerCrafts.com and look for the Exhale Knitting Retreats page. There's a little form you can use to contact us with your information so that we could reach out to you and learn all about you and where you are in your knitting, what some of your challenges are, what some of your strengths are, and how we can put that all together to make a truly unforgettable experience. We will eat our breakfasts and lunches together. Dinner is going to be on your own. There's lots of really great places in the area that you can explore for culinary options. And the main goal is just to have time and space to relax and reconnect with your craft and connect to some other knitters and just kind of slow down for a little bit and exhale. So if that sounds like something that interests you, from March 25th to 28th, this coming March, this spring, we would love to hear from you. So please go to GigisCornerCrafts.com and look for the Exhale Knitting Retreats page and fill out that form, and we'll get in touch with you and see if this retreat is a good fit for you or for someone that you know and love who also enjoys knitting. And we'll have a grand time. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a beautiful, intimate kind of an experience. So I can't wait to see you there. If I'm being honest with you, friends, I think that is coming down on most of the gas I have left in the tank, and I have a lot of work to do with my new responsibilities this afternoon. So I'm going to leave you with one more thing, and that is our giveaway winner from the Heal My Hands ladies at the Wool and Fiber Expo a couple of weeks ago. This is a lavender mint moisturizing bar. It is TSA approved. It is not liquid, so you can put it in your project bag and you don't have to worry about it spilling on anything. So who's going to get it? Our winner from the comments section is the orange one, 420. So excited to have you in the corner. This is what your prize looks like. And I would just ask that you reach out to me either here on YouTube, or you can email me at info@GigisCornerCrafts.com. That way we can start a dialogue and I can find out what's the best way to send you your fun little giveaway prize. So congratulations. Thank you so much to everybody who commented and told me all about your favorite colors to work with. That was really cool. And I'm looking forward to engaging more in the comments section as we all get to know each other here in the corner. So don't be a stranger. Stop by down below and say hi and let us know who you are and what part of the world you're from and all that good stuff. With that being said, my dear friends, if this video resonated with you in any way, if you liked what you saw, or you think you'd like to see more calm videos in the future when things have settled down for me a little bit more, if you want to go on adventures with me, I would love that. So if this video tickled your fancy, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment so I can get to know a little bit more about you. If you'd like to find your way back to the corner again, I would be so happy to have you. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. That way you will find out whenever there is a new video in the corner. I generally aim for Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think we're in Standard Time. I can never remember, but Eastern Time. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. I think we're gonna have a lot of things to talk about. So thanks so much. Have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.